Are you stuck in your own mind? Do you wake up every day with the same thoughts, the same fears, the same voice telling you that you can't do what you want to do? You're not alone, and you don't have to stay trapped. You're living in a prison made of thoughts, not facts. And the worst part is, you built it yourself, brick by brick, thought by thought, fear by fear. But here's what nobody tells you. The same mind that built your prison can tear it down. The same thoughts that trapped you can set you free. The same person who became the prisoner can become the liberator. In this video, we'll unlock 7 powerful keys that will show you how to break free from your mental prison. Not just think your way out, but actually demolish the walls you didn't even realize you built. These aren't just ideas, these are tools that work. Tools that can change everything starting right now. If you're ready to stop being your own worst enemy, if you're ready to stop sabotaging your dreams before you even try them, this is the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because your freedom journey starts now, and you're going to want every tool we share to help you stay free. Let's shatter these mental chains together. Key 1. Recognize your prison is made of thoughts, not facts. Before you can escape any prison, you have to understand what's actually keeping you locked up. Here's the truth that will change everything. Your mental prison isn't made of steel bars or concrete walls, it's made entirely of thoughts. Thoughts you've been thinking for so long, they started to feel like facts. But they're not facts, they're just thoughts. And thoughts can change. When you were born, you didn't know you couldn't fly. You didn't know certain dreams were impossible. You didn't know people like you don't succeed. Someone taught you those limitations. Someone convinced you that your natural, unlimited potential should be replaced with careful, realistic expectations, and you believed them because you trusted them. But what if what they knew wasn't wisdom? What if it was just their own fear, their own prison walls that they passed down to you like some inheritance you never asked for? Your mental prison was built thought by thought. Every time someone said, "Be realistic," every time you tried something and it didn't work perfectly the first time, every time you compared yourself to someone else and decided you weren't enough, you added another bar to your cage. But here's what they never told you. You can tear down anything you helped build. The same mind that created your limitations can dissolve them. But first, you have to see the bars for what they really are. Just thoughts masquerading as truth. Key 2. Stop asking your past for permission. One of the strongest walls in your mental prison is the belief that your past determines your future. That because something didn't work before, it never will. That because you failed once, you're a failure. That because you were hurt, you'll always be hurt. But your past is not a crystal ball, it's just history. And most of the time, it's not even accurate history, because you're looking at it through the lens of pain, through the filter of fear. You keep going back to your past like it's some wise advisor that knows what's best for you, but your past only knows who you used to be. It doesn't know who you've become through all that struggling, all that learning, all that growing. Your past doesn't know about the opportunities waiting, the people you haven't met yet, the skills you haven't developed, the version of yourself you haven't stepped into yet. Stop consulting your past about your future. Stop letting old wounds make today's decisions. Stop allowing yesterday's fears to steal tomorrow's opportunities. Every morning, you wake up as someone new, someone who knows more than you did yesterday, someone who's capable of more than you were yesterday. But you drag yesterday's limitations into today's possibilities and wonder why nothing changes. Key 3. Question everything you believe about yourself. You have beliefs about yourself that you treat like scientific facts. I'm not good with money. I'm terrible at relationships. I don't have what it takes. Have you ever actually examined these beliefs? Have you ever questioned where they came from or whether they're even true? Most of the stories you tell yourself about who you are were written by a much younger version of you, someone with less experience, less wisdom, less understanding of how life actually works. That story about being bad with money, maybe it came from watching your parents struggle. Maybe it came from one mistake you made when you were learning. Maybe it came from a teacher who made you feel stupid about numbers. But none of that proves you're inherently bad with money. It just proves you didn't know then what you could learn now. The story about not being relationship material, maybe it came from someone too damaged to see your worth. Maybe it came from expecting perfection in messy human situations. But none of that means you're unlovable. Every belief you have about your limitations needs to be questioned like a detective investigating a crime. You need evidence, real evidence, not just feelings, assumptions, or things people said when they were hurt or angry. Most of the time, when you really examine these beliefs, when you trace them back to where they started, you discover they're not facts at all. They're just old stories. And stories can be rewritten. Key 4. Understand that thoughts are just mental weather. This might be the most important key of all. Your thoughts are not facts. They're just mental events that come and go, like weather in your mind. Just like you wouldn't mistake a storm cloud for the entire sky, you don't have to mistake a negative thought for the truth about your life right now. You might be thinking, but when I think I can't do something, I really feel like I can't. Feelings aren't facts, and thoughts aren't truth. They're just temporary visitors in your mind. Your thoughts are like a radio that's been playing the same station for years. This station plays fear, doubt, worry, reasons why you should stay small and safe. But you can change the channel. You can tune into thoughts that serve you instead of thoughts that scare you. You can focus on what's possible instead of what's wrong. You can think about what you want instead of what you fear. The beautiful thing about thoughts is that they're temporary. They come and they go. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that watches thoughts. You are the sky, not the clouds. You are the ocean, not the waves. And the sky is always free, always open, always ready for something new, something better, something that lifts you up instead of weighing you down. Key 5. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. One of the most clever locks on your prison door is the need to wait for everything to be perfect before you try anything. You think you need the right time, the right opportunity, the right level of readiness. But perfect conditions never come. Complete preparation is impossible, and guaranteed success doesn't exist for anyone doing anything meaningful. While you're waiting for perfect, other people are taking action, making mistakes, learning, growing, becoming who they want to be. You think you're being smart by waiting, but you're actually using perfectionism as an excuse. Fear dressed up as responsibility, caution disguised as wisdom. The truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. You'll never have all the answers. You'll never have guarantees that things will work out the way you want them to. The right time is now, because now is the only time you actually have. Every day you wait is a day someone else is doing what you wish you were doing, making the mistakes you're afraid to make, learning the lessons you're afraid to learn, growing into the person you're afraid to become. Start before you're ready. Start with what you have. Start where you are, because starting imperfectly is infinitely better than never starting at all. Key 6. Release the need to control everything. Your mental prison has a maximum security section, and it's called the need to control every outcome, the need to know exactly how things will work out, the need to prevent anything from going wrong. But control is an illusion. You've never actually controlled outcomes. You've only controlled your effort, your attitude, your response, your choices. And when you try to control what you can't control, you lose control of what you actually can control. Think about every good thing that's ever happened in your life. Notice how many of those things happened in ways you never could have planned, never could have predicted, never could have orchestrated. The opportunities that came through unexpected connections, the ideas that struck you out of nowhere, the moments of courage that surprised even you. None of these could have been controlled, but all of them happened because you were open to possibility. When you release the need to manage every detail, you create space for magic, synchronicity, and opportunities that are better than anything you could have planned yourself. Instead of exhausting yourself trying to control the uncontrollable, focus on becoming the kind of person who's ready for good things, the kind of person who recognizes opportunity when it shows up in unexpected ways. Key 7. Take responsibility for your freedom. Here's the final key, and it unlocks everything else. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are not powerless against your past. You are not doomed by your circumstances. You are the author of your own story. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you have absolute power over how you respond, what you learn from it, and what you do next. This isn't about blame, it's about power. Because when you take responsibility for building your mental prison, you also claim the power to tear it down. Taking responsibility doesn't mean everything that happened to you was fair, right, or your fault. It means recognizing that regardless of what happens next is up to you. It means understanding that your response to what you've been through matters more than what you've been through. It means knowing that while you can't change your past, you have complete authority over your future, and that future starts with the very next thought you choose to think. Every moment you blame circumstances for your limitations, you give your power away to things that are already over. But every moment you take responsibility for your response, you take your power back. You become the authority in your own life. You become the one who decides what your experiences mean. You become the one who chooses what happens next. Sometimes your prison bars are made from other people's expectations, what your parents wanted, what society says is realistic, what friends think you should do, but you are not other people's dreams for you. You are your own person with your own path. And the moment you stop trying to fit into boxes that were never meant for you is the moment you discover how big you actually are. Sometimes the bars are made from comparison, measuring your beginning against someone else's middle. But your journey is yours. Your timeline is yours. Your version of success doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Sometimes the bars are made from perfectionism, the belief that if you can't do something perfectly, you shouldn't do it at all. But perfectionism isn't about excellence, it's about fear. It's not about quality, it's about paralysis. And the moment you give yourself permission to be imperfect, to be learning, to be growing, is the moment you give yourself permission to actually live. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can continue living behind bars, made of thoughts, telling yourself stories about why you can't, why you're not enough, why people like you don't get what they want. Or you can see these bars for what they really are, nothing but thoughts. You've been thinking so long they started to feel solid. But they're not solid. They're just ideas, and ideas can change. The door to your mental prison isn't locked. It never was locked. You just didn't realize you could walk through it. You didn't believe you deserved what was on the other side. But the truth is, you've always deserved it. You've always been free. You've always had everything you needed to live the life you want. You just forgot for a while. But now you're remembering, and remembering changes everything. Your mental freedom isn't a destination. It's a choice you make every day, every moment. Every time you choose a thought that serves you instead of scares you. Every time you take action despite your fear. Every time you question a limiting belief. Every time you refuse to let your past dictate your future, you are choosing freedom. Freedom is always available, always possible, always just one choice away. Together, we've discovered 7 powerful keys to break free from your mental prison. Now, you have the tools to unlock any door that's been keeping you trapped, to dissolve any wall that's been keeping you small, to escape any limitation that's been keeping you stuck. These keys work every time you use them. Every day you choose to be free. Every moment you remember that you are not your thoughts, you are the thinker of your thoughts, and the thinker is always free. If this video helped you see that your prison isn't as solid as you thought, hit like and share this with someone who's ready to break free. Subscribe for more tools for mental freedom and hit the bell because your liberation journey is just beginning. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes and feel what it's like to be completely free from every thought that's ever held you back. That feeling isn't just possible, it's who you really are. Your free life is waiting. See you in the next video.